Coming to you from a studio somewhere out there. It's Enough Already Radio with Fingers Malloy and Tracy L. Connors.
Holy crap, we're back with an all-new Enough Already. I'm Fingers Malloy. She's Tracy L. Connors. Tracy, it's been a while.
It has been.
How you been?
Great, and you?
Oh, fantastic. I've gotten fatter.
No.
Yep, I blame the Russians for that.
Of course.
I've been going to the gym, though. I've been trying to go to the gym.
How successful have you been with the trying part?
Well, I'm gaining weight. I'm hoping it's muscle mass. That's what I'm told.
Of course it is.
Muscle weighs more than fat. So I'm lifting weights.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting on a treadmill. I'm doing this weird thing. They've got this. Have you been to a gym, Tracy?
Yes.
Have you seen these machines? It's like an escalator. There's only like 6 steps, and it goes round and round and round and round and round and round and round. And
yes.
You're climbing the step. I think they call it a stair climber.
Okay. The human version of the hamster wheel?
Yeah, I'm not Jack LaLanne, but I think it's called a stair climber. And I'm really amused watching people do this stair climber because they think they're working out, and they're getting some sort of exercise, I'm guessing. They're on the machine, but all they're doing, they've got the bars on the side, and they hang on to these rails, the death grip, and they're actually lifting their bodies up, and they're kind of going up the stairs, but not with their full body weight. That can't be good, can it? I mean, it can be good, but they're not getting the full benefit of the stair climbing machine. Are they?
Have you brought this to their attention?
I brought it to the attention of my 20-year-old physical trainer, who is a former cheerleader and way too perky.
Okay.
And she said, it drives me nuts watching them do it like that. She said pretty much everybody does it like that. But, oh, look, I did 10 minutes on the stairs.
No, you didn't. They should just take the handles off, but I guess it's probably a safety thing.
Yeah. They frown on you falling down the stairs at the gym. So I've avoided that machine, but then I tried the ski machine, and I know people probably find all of this fascinating, but it's my life, so just deal with it.
The ski machine?
Yeah,
the Nordic track at your gym?
Yeah, they have. It's like a, I don't know. You grab onto the handles, and you're standing on what look like ski shoes.
Okay.
And it kind of goes up and down and front to back. I don't know what it is.
First of all, they're called ski boots.
Ski boots, whatever. You know, the things that you put on if you're walking across the Arctic.
Okay.
And so you won't fall in the snow. Mm-hmm. You see them on movies.
Snowshoes?
Well, they aren't shoes, though. But anyway, that's...
Wait, do other people's sweaty feet go in these things?
Well, your feet don't. Your feet stand on them. You don't put your feet in them. But it reminds me of you're going across the
tundra?
the tundra, and you got to tie these to your shoes, and it makes your feet way bigger, and you'll stay on top of the snow.
Yes, those are called snowshoes.
Those are called snowshoes?
Yeah. Because
I see snowshoes at like Payless. They say snowshoes.
No.
No. Okay.
It almost looks like you're standing on a tennis racket.
Yeah, they look like giant tennis rackets.
Yes, those are snowshoes.
Oh, wow. What a world we live in. So you stand on these things, and you move your arms forward and backwards while your legs are going,
mm-hmm.
You know, and I don't know what you call that machine, but people who are old really seem to like it because you don't have to bend your knees.
Mm-hmm.
So you got the elderly people over there.
Yes, low impact.
Yes, low impact. Yes! You're the Jack LaLanne here. Low impact. So the elderly people are over there. Then you've got the women that are doing the stairs because they want a J-Lo butt. That's what I'm told. They want a J-Lo butt. Is J-Lo still popular? No, what's her name? The Kardashian chick.
Sure.
They want a Kardashian butt.
That requires surgical intervention, but okay.
Who does that, by the way?
There's some people that have done it that have been filling the rears with, I believe it was concrete in one.
What?
I want to say. I mean, just all kinds of weird things. I'll look for the article where you're finishing your story about the woman that got arrested. I believe she was in Philadelphia.
Yeah, I saw recently on Facebook somebody was passing around a photo of a woman who got butt implants, and the implant turned around.
Oh,
so
okay.
So it was like curved the other way. It curved out instead of going contouring with her cheek.
Yes. I've seen that photograph. I don't know if it's real or not, but
it has
funny.
to be real. It's on the internet.
Of course.
So anyway, you got the girls on that stair thing, and you got the elderly people who smell like Bengay and pee a little bit on the ski machine. And I'm trying to work out, and I'm lifting weights on the machines, and I've got this 20-year-old trainer yelling at me, and I'm thinking, my God, she was just in high school like 18 months ago. And she's all perky, and why can't you lift that 5 more times? I'm 45 years old and haven't been in a gym since you were born.
Mm-hmm.
So that's been my life.
Well, that's good. I did find the story about the woman that's going to jail for giving people fake butt implants.
Please
this
share.
Is in Florida, of course.
Of course.
And she got sentenced earlier this year. This is an article from one of our favorites, New York Post.
Oh, I love the New York Post.
Headline, fake doc gets prison for deadly butt injections. That's kind of tame for them. So a woman dubbed the toxic tush doctor will spend a decade behind bars for using super glue and fix-a-flat tire sealant to enlarge women's behinds and causing one patient to die.
Oh, who would have thought injecting someone with Fix-A-Flat would kill them?
Yeah, I don't know where I got concrete from, but still.
Oh, gosh. That reminds me of that infomercial with the guy who turns a screen door into a boat and sprays that stuff on her.
Yes. No, she did use cement. That's where I got it from.
Oh.
So I love this part. So her name is, we don't know if we can call her or not, because apparently this person is transgender, so I'm not really sure. The name that they go by is O'Neill Ron Morris, who is 36. And so Morris, they say, who is not a licensed doctor.
No.
I know, right? Didn't see that one coming. Combined silicone, mineral oil, fix-a-flat tire sealant, cement, and super glue to give women shapelier backsides. Yeah, the shape is not what you would expect it to be.
I wonder where she learned that technique. I'm guessing Google.
Yes.
Well, that's fantastic. I'm guessing that the way you try to get out of committing crimes nowadays is claiming you're transgender. Is that how this works? I
guess so. Yeah. I mean,
well, okay. Well, good luck to Dr.
Morris.
Mm-hmm. Wow. And that was in Philly? Oh, no, it was in Florida.
No, this was in Florida. There was another one in Philly that I'd have to dig a little bit for.
I would be concerned for that doctor in Philly, because then you have to deal with, if you're getting concrete, the mafia, don't you? To get the concrete?
Yes.
And then they want their cut.
Well, they make concrete shoes, and this one makes concrete. Something else.
No, but the gym is the most disgusting place really on Earth, other than Disney World.
Germs-wise?
Yeah, because so many people walk around and they use the machines and then they don't wipe them off afterwards. Mm-hmm. Like there are places all over this gym, and it's not a very big gym, where they've got handy wipes that you're supposed to take. They've got the Purell or whatever the hell it is on there, and wipe the handles. Mm-hmm. And I just see these people over and over again just walk up, and because they don't feel like they're sweating and leaving any kind of butt sweat on the seat, that it's perfectly cool not to wipe off the machine after they're done.
So are you just walking around with a giant bottle of Purell?
Yes. I'm wiping the machine down before I use it and after I use it. I'm getting to the point I don't care. At first, I was worried that other people would be offended by that because early on, I went to use a leg press machine, Tracy. Mm-hmm. And I've never used one of these before. You know, in the past, if I ever got on a leg press machine, you would push with your legs and the plates would go up and then come back down. This, your seat, your whole body goes up with the seat and goes back down, which is unusual. So you tend to want to lay back a little bit more when that happens. Mm-hmm. So I was going to go use this machine last week, and I looked, and the guy that used it before, he was sweaty. His hair was all wet, and he left a big pool of sweat on the headrest of this machine and just moved on. Like, oh, yeah, I want to lay in your pool of sweat. That's cool, dude. How tough is it to wipe down the damn machine?
It's gross.
So I don't know. I guess it's just easier to be fat.
That's what I'm getting out of all of this.
But I need to keep going because I don't want to quit. I'm down. I was down 15 pounds. I've gained like 5 back, and I'm hoping it's muscle.
Of course it is.
So, who knows? It's a 24-hour gym, which is weird too, because they give you a little key fob. So you tap the key fob to get in, and then, you know, I go at like 1 or 2 in the morning sometimes. I've got the gym all to myself, which is nice, but I still have to wipe down the damn machines, because who the hell knows what goes on in there before I get in there. I mean, they have cameras, but it could be a damn orgy for all I know.
Now, is this one of the gyms that has pizza days on Friday?
Oh, I don't know.
That always cracked me up. I think that's Planet Fitness.
They just want to keep you fat.
Yeah.
Planet Fitness has the best business model, I think, out of any gym in the United States.
Why is that? Because it's so cheap? People join and not show up?
Right. I mean, you're less prone to go and cancel your gym membership if it's only $10 a month.
Right.
My father, who is 79 years old, signed up for Planet Fitness's $10 a month plan with my niece. And he said, oh, I'll go with you. That was 7 years ago, and he hasn't been there once. And he, you know, it comes out of, he probably doesn't even know at this point when that comes out. But $10, you don't even notice it. Mm-hmm. It's such a scam. At one point, I thought about investing in a Curves. Because they use machines that, you know, look like they came out of the 1930s. Mm-hmm. It's like, oh, there's probably next to no maintenance cost to maintain the equipment at a Curves. And the franchise fees were really cheap. You could buy into a Curves franchise for like $30,000.
Yes. Why didn't you?
Well, at the end of the day, I didn't have 30 grand burning a hole in my pocket, and then I thought it would be kind of weird for women to walk in and see a 6'3" dude with a mohawk checking them in.
Maybe, maybe not. You would at least keep the machines clean at your joint.
Damn right I would. Is that much to ask?
No, it's really not.
Have you encountered this problem?
I haven't gone to a public gym since college, I don't think.
Oh, well.
So no, but I've heard about this from my friends that do. And there's always some complaints too about, especially from the guys, like the weirdness in the locker room with old men that don't feel like getting dressed.
I used to be a member of a gym. This was, back in 2000, 2001. Mm-hmm. And this gym had a pool, and they alternated days for men and women. Mm-hmm. So when it was, the guys' day, the fellers, and I think you can get in trouble for that now. I don't think you can assign certain days for the pool based on gender, because we have 34 different genders now?
Yes.
Roughly, give or take,
sure.
A baker's dozen. So I went in there one time during my designated swim day, and it was nothing but guys in their 80s swimming naked in the pool.
Oh.
Right?
Yeah.
I got in the pool, and then...
Are they doing the backstroke?
Oh, they're doing everything. I got in the pool, and then 3 or 4 guys show up, and they're all nude and in their 70s. They just jump in. I'm like, oh... I don't need body hair and whatever else is going on. You probably got hemorrhoids the size of Cuba and you're just swimming naked in the pool. Who needs this? Old men just don't care.
No.
I'm just going to let it all hang out.
Right. Do you know what age that kicks in?
45.
Okay.
No, I don't know what age that kicks in, but good God. I don't even like being naked around other people in the locker room, let alone, oh, yeah, well, I'm just going to swim naked in the pool, and you're going to have to deal. Of course, at that age, I'm guessing you probably don't have any body hair at that point anyway. Guess it doesn't matter. Oh. Gross. People are gross. Disgusting. And I don't see how women can be attractive to men at all. I don't get how you know that old Elaine joke where men's bodies are like a Jeep. Mm-hmm. They're functional. I don't know how women could look at a man swimming in a pool naked and thinking, oh wow, he looks fantastic. I gotta have some of that. Don't understand it.
I couldn't explain it to you if I tried. But...
Oh, good God. So the news, Tracy.
Yes.
Apparently, we are on the brink of global thermonuclear war. That's what I'm being told.
Well, we've known this now, right?
Yes, for some time. But we've kicked the can down the road for a while now with North Korea. And now the can is come home to roost.
Is it a can of Tab?
Yes.
That's all they've got there, right?
It's brand new. They only have one can. But no, and I do feel in a way that previous administrations are getting a little bit of a bum rap from people on the right. I mean, granted, I don't think Bill Clinton should have come out and started celebrating what he had done with North Korea, but there aren't a lot of good options.
No.
When it comes to Korea. And right now, you're seeing everyone flip out on the left and some people on the right because they think that Donald Trump is going to start a preemptive war with North Korea. Mm-hmm. Which would be ugly.
Yeah. I don't think anybody's rooting for this.
Oh, I've seen some of it on Twitter and on Facebook. People are actively campaigning for us to go to war with Korea now. North Korea.
That's fun.
Go to war with them now before they can nuke us.
So just nuke them?
I don't know if they want to nuke them or start a conventional war, or at the very least bomb their missile launch pads. Mm-hmm. But no, I'm seeing that on Twitter. People say, we got to do it now. Got to do it now. It's like, where's this coming from?
Right.
It's so easy when you're sitting in front of your computer.
Mm-hmm. Especially if you're on the East Coast.
Right.
Yeah.
Start it now. Start it now. We got to go now. Okay. I don't think.
Well, I did hear that he threatened Guam.
Yes.
So I hope everyone's alerted Hank Johnson to the possibility that Guam might actually tip if it's hit with a nuke.
But good God. We're talking hundreds of thousands of lives that could be wiped out in a heartbeat.
Millions. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I don't know what the solution is. I don't think anyone does.
No, it's a very complicated situation. And it sounds like, we were leaning heavily on China to just shut them down, cut them off from all trade.
Then what?
I don't know.
You got to hope that this dude comes to his senses. Does he have any senses? Or does he just say, well, screw it?
Yeah, what else does he have to lose at that point?
I'm going to take out as many people as I can if I'm going out.
So how soon does Rodman fly there?
He was just there.
I know. But in all seriousness, that might be the only way to resolve this. As ridiculous as that sounds.
He's done more for world peace than Barack Obama did before he became president of the United States. Where's his Peace Prize? I want to see Dennis Rodman get a World Peace Prize.
Oh, man.
Can we do that? Can we give him enough already? Nobel Peace Prize?
We can. Well, it wouldn't be a Nobel, but sure.
Yeah, we'll call it Nobel. We'll spell it differently.
We'll call it Noble.
Yes. Oh, my gosh. But I'm seeing people on the right worried sick because of the president making remarks that he would respond. What was it?
Fire and Fury,
Fire
I
and
believe.
Fury, yes.
Yeah. Well, what would they rather that he say?
I don't understand. What are you supposed to do? How are you supposed to react? I mean, I'm glad he didn't tweet that. But I don't understand how you're supposed to respond if you find out, and there have been reports that the North Koreans have figured out how to put a nuke on a missile.
Mm-hmm.
That's a problem. I don't pretend to have the answers.
No.
But
I guess the only other reaction they would want is just be like, okay, great. Bring it. I mean, what else are you supposed to say when someone threatens you?
You're supposed to kick the can down the road.
You're supposed to say on national television that, will be replayed over and over again and eventually wind up on Korean television, I assume that. Oh, okay. That would be neat. We don't really think that he'll follow through on this. I mean, anything you say could provoke him. You're not dealing with a rational person.
And Iran's looking back at this. Iran? Iran's looking back at this is like a trial balloon.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever the North Koreans come up with, Iran's got, 150 billion in cash now?
Oh, I think we gave him more than that.
North Korea could be their lemonade stand for nuclear weapons. What a mess.
Yeah.
Well, we should probably take a break.
It's about that time.
Remember, you can always find everything Enough Already at enoughalready.us. We haven't posted anything there in a while because we haven't really done that much, to be honest with you.
Oh, we've been busy.
We have
done
been
a lot.
busy. Yeah. Just not radio-wise.
Yes.
So there's that. Okay. We'll be back with more Enough Already on Wham 1600 AM right after this.
Enough Already Radio is on Facebook. Check out the fan page, facebook.com/Enough Already Podcast. Hey, you're on Twitter. I saw that tweet, man. So is Fingers and Tracy too. Follow us. Follow Fingers at Fingers Malloy. Follow Tracy at Tracy L. Connors and me. I don't have a handle on Twitter. Oh, all right. Well, follow those guys. When do I get a? I'm just the announcer guy. Yeah. It's Enough Already Radio with Fingers Malloy and Tracy L. Connors.
Remember, you can find Enough Already on Facebook. Just do a search. Enough Already on Facebook.
I believe it's Facebook.com/Enough Already podcast.
No, that's where you can find us. Welcome back. I'm Fingers Malloy. She's Tracy L. Connors. Tracy, you are in Philadelphia.
Correct.
I'm going to be there in a month.
Oh, really?
Yes, I'm very excited about that. Our little Cool Pack conference that we just threw together. It's not really a conference. It's just an excuse for a bunch of people to get together to drink and watch football. But I'm ticked off because I'm going to have to pay more money to buy a soda in Philadelphia than I did a couple of years ago.
Yeah, a lot more. Well, why would you drink soda anyway?
Well, it's good with when I'm trying to slow down on my drinking. I will get a Jack and Diet instead of a Jack on the Rocks. So, is diet soda included in the soda tax? Oh my gosh.
Because they didn't try to sell this one as if it was going to be a health thing. They straight out said, we just want this revenue.
Wow. So, has anyone asked bars in the area how it's affected them?
Not that I've seen reported. No.
I mean, it would suck if you say you are a person who likes to have a well whiskey and Diet Coke. Mm-hmm. Some sort of well drink, which should be cheap. $3-4, you would think, for a well drink?
Five? At most. Yeah, depending.
Okay. Now are you paying $5.75, $6 for that drink?
Yeah, I don't know, because those all come out of a soda gun. So I don't know if they've got it. So now every time you push the gun, it only squirts out an ounce, because this is a per ounce tax.
Wow.
So it might not affect it that much, because I don't know how many ounces of soda go in. So it's 1.5 cents an ounce.
Oh, okay. So that's not so bad. I mean, it's awful. Don't get me wrong, but still.
No, it's destroying businesses.
So now you have a baker, Tracy, in Philadelphia. And this is a well-known bakery.
I guess it was hugely popular in the Overbrook section of the city, which is closer to the suburbs.
Oh, is it a Fuda-Fa-Fa area of Philadelphia?
A little bit. Fancy pants. Mm-hmm.
Rich liberals?
Potentially. So we don't feel so bad.
So it's a bunch of rich lefties who voted for the people that implemented this crappy soda tax.
Potentially, yes.
And now they can't go to one of their favorite bakeries because the owner of the bakery is claiming that the reason why he is or she is closing up shop is because of the soda tax.
It was the final nail in the coffin, is the way that they put it. Because they already had a property tax reassessment. Mm-hmm. And they had some issues with the health inspectors. They thought they said the health inspector said they found rat droppings, and they're saying there weren't any. So, I mean, it's all just government. And so this was a Philly.com story where they captured this, and it's really kind of heartbreaking. You're just like, my God, these guys have had this bakery since 1948.
Ugh.
It's been in the same family. Some of the people that worked there started working there when they were 7 years old, which I'm surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if the city went retroactively filed child labor disputes against them. So it's just sad, and it's all because of taxation and bureaucracy and silly little laws. But these guys are now gone.
So there's a dispute over rat droppings.
Yes.
This is how much I distrust
mice droppings.
This is how much I distrust government. You have to justify your job and a reason for making these inspections.
Yes, remember, and this is the city and where Kermit Gosnell operated. Undetected for a decade.
Yeah.
Maybe more. I don't know that there are any snap inspections of his little murder hut. But No, we got to go after these guys that own their little bakery.
Well, if it were an abortion clinic / bakery, then maybe the city would care.
Probably not. They probably would have waived the soda tax. But it wasn't the soda tax that killed these guys per se. It's that people are leaving the city limits to go do their grocery shopping now if they're buying anything, because it affects all beverages for the most part. So sugary beverages, milk counts in that. I mean,
what?
It's just crazy. It says so in this article, I believe, or maybe the other one, because the Washington Free Beacon has the story that there's a study that the tax makes soda more expensive than beer.
Now, a normal person, would look at that and say, that's ridiculous. We need to get rid of the soda tax. A bureaucrat would look at that and say, well, that's ridiculous. We need to raise the tax on beer.
Yes. Potentially. Because we definitely need all the kids in Philadelphia to go to pre-K.
If we could just get our kids in government schools sooner, Tracy. I mean, really, if we could get them out of the nursery and into a classroom.
That seems like where this is all headed.
Part of the problem is that too many parents look at school as the babysitter.
Yes.
So, oh, wow. If the government could pay for my kid to go to a babysitter sooner, then I don't have to worry about raising the kid. Outstanding. So you've got this poor bakery who, as far as we know, has not refused to bake a cake at a gay wedding. We don't know that for sure, as far as we know.
Right.
There are victims of this soda tax because people aren't going to the bakery to get their baked goods. They're driving out of town to get their groceries, which would include baked goods, and going back home. The suburbs must absolutely love this.
Oh, I'm sure. I wouldn't be surprised if they were breaking ground on supermarkets right on the other side of City Line Avenue.
How does the law treat people who go out of the city to buy pop and bring it back in?
I don't know that they have any kind of law prohibiting this.
But will that be the reaction next? We'll have cops staking out grocery stores outside the city limits and alerting.
Yeah, I mean, they could say, we're going to have to run your license.
Yeah, bootleg and pop.
Need to check your zip code.
This is exactly what we want the government to be doing.
It's so absurd. And just bringing up City Line Avenue, it's legitimately a street in Philadelphia that delineates, like, on one side of the street you're in the city limits, and on the other side you're not. And there are gas stations on either side of that street.
Oh, which one are you going to choose?
If you want to buy a soda. I mean, it's just crazy.
How are business owners in the city not showing up to the city council meetings with pitchforks and torches at this point?
I really don't know. This is what we've talked about for years. It's what's the final straw for everybody with government overreach. And just what level of taxation will people tolerate? What level of graft and corruption?
Well, if we don't see it in Philadelphia, we will see it in Illinois or California.
Yes.
Illinois, they've got a Republican governor, and he still can't control what goes on at the State House.
No, they just overrule him. They override his vetoes. Yep.
And you get a handful of Republicans that will go along the John McCains of the world at the state level.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll get tax increases, which is what happened in Illinois. And what happened in California with their own cap and trade bill.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Republican Party in California can't understand why they can't seem to gain any traction. At some point, there's going to be a revolt, and you're already seeing it. Not necessarily with people going to the State House with torches and pitchforks. They're just moving.
Mm-hmm.
And as a citizen of the state of Indiana, we welcome you folks who want to open a business in Indiana. As long as you don't vote for the nitwits that want to put that situation in Indiana.
That's the problem, is these people leave California and they don't connect the two things, and they end up moving to your state and voting for Democrats.
Right.
So they just make their way across the country, destroying one state after another. This is why we got to encourage Cal exit.
Yeah.
Which they are currently gathering signatures for. I think they need just over 500,000 to get it on the ballot.
Oh, it would be a done deal. And that just immediately makes me pose several questions.
Mm-hmm.
What happens to their Social Security?
Mm-hmm.
What happens to Medicare, Medicaid in California?
Social Security disability would be
Yep.
lumped in with Social Security, I guess.
How's California going to be able to fund all that on its own? And what happens to the money that you've paid in the federal government all those years? Because I would assume an argument could be made, well, hey, you're not a part of the United States anymore.
Yeah, we don't owe you a thing.
Sorry about your luck. So I highly encourage the folks in California. I'll help you pack.
Yeah, I wish you well.
Good luck with your expensive choo-choo train.
Good luck with getting water now from any other states.
Right.
So have fun starting to build desalinization plants that you should have begun doing in the 70s and 80s.
Oh, no, Tracy. They need a choo-choo train.
Of course. That'll move water around.
I think I saw it would cost $2 to $4 billion for a desalination plant.
Mm-hmm.
And how much is that train?
Oh, billions and billions and billions.
I don't know. I would think if it were me, I would rather have clean, fresh water.
Yeah. Especially when you have a huge amount of the ag business in the country is in California.
Right.
But no. They're dirty or something. I'm sure it was an environmental thing.
Of course. You may harm a frog or something by building one of those big old nasty plants.
It would be fun to see them try to make it on their own.
Oh.
Because I would imagine that they would shut down all the drilling that goes on there.
Mm-hmm.
We need this high-speed choo-choo everywhere. We're going to do the universal health care.
The migration would be interesting, too.
Yes.
You'd have a bunch of conservatives leaving the state, and then you'd have a bunch of libs going, oh my gosh, finally. We have a home. They'd pack up their bags and move to Beverly.
Right. And then one of the other questions is, what happens to the military bases that are there?
Right.
Do we just pull everybody out? And if we do that, then are they going to have a military of their own?
And then the next question is, when do we start building the wall?
Right. Oh, and how quickly do Oregon and Washington join them in this madness?
Oh, my gosh. Do you think the Trump administration And the feds would fight it?
That's something that I don't know. Because popular opinion, I think, would just be let them go. I can't see the argument for saying, no, we're going to force you to stay.
And if that happens, what's the domino effect? You know, you mentioned Oregon and Washington. Texas may look at the whole thing and be like, we never really wanted to be a party anyway.
Yeah. We're out. And they could probably pull it off.
Yeah.
I mean, they've been thinking about this.
Yeah.
They have a gold reserve. They've got budget surpluses. They'd be okay. But I think, you know, Vermont has a secession movement that's been around for a while now. That's a lefty secession movement. I think they'd go. I don't know. But
So-
I can't see the rationale, aside from, but we have to have 50 states, or they've always been. I don't see the argument for forcing anybody to stay in the union.
Tax revenue.
Well, of course, but they can't come out and say that. We need you to stay so we can keep stealing from your residents. I don't think that's worth going to war for.
Oh, what a paradise California would be. They'd go around confiscating guns. So there'd be no more gun crime in California, Tracy.
Right. No, and they would probably take care of their homeless really well.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be a magnet for them. Be great.
I saw someone in California. They were riding a bike, and they had a GoPro on.
Mm-hmm.
And they went into an area where they closed off traffic. And so they went underneath this. They were on this road, and they went underneath all these bridges, and it was nothing but homeless people.
Yeah. No, it's shocking. If you've never been there and you see that, you're just like, wow. I mean, Portland was really bad too, Oregon.
Yeah.
They have some of the best benefits there if you're homeless. Whatever those amount to, but it was wild. I'm like, if I was homeless, I definitely wouldn't live in rainy Portland.
No.
But
So we wish our friends in California well. Hope you keep getting those signatures. When you're
yes.
tired, you don't feel like getting out of bed, going outside, collecting signatures, you push past that urge to keep laying in bed. You get those signatures.
Remember, Scam Pack is behind you.
That's right. Although we would be robbed of Senator Caitlyn Jenner.
That's true. That's true. And I actually had a thought in this regard. If we're going to be opening it up for a draft of California residents, I'm pretty certain that Jenna Jameson is a California resident.
Oh?
And she's actually quite bright
Yeah, and she's still kind of hot.
and not afraid
Yeah.
to get in people's faces. She's pretty active on Twitter.
Okay, so we got draft Jenna Jameson in California.
Potentially. We'll take either or.
No, I think we'd rather take Jenna Jameson.
Okay. You can have that.
Thank you. I have so little.
Right. Well, I mean, the whole thing, too, is to, drive down the respectability of senators. Not that I don't think that she's a person that deserving of respect, but just the aesthetics of this are wonderful.
I have much more respect for her than I do Mitch McConnell.
Oh, certainly. She's actually earned her money.
Yeah. On her back as opposed to off the backs of others.
Oh, God. Oh, man.
So good for her. Senator Jenna Jameson out of California.
Mm-hmm.
So we got Senator Snooki out of New Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
Have we figured this? Okay, of course, Kid Rock in Michigan.
Yes.
What do we come up with? Senator Hulk Hogan?
Correct.
Out of Florida.
Mm-hmm.
This is amazing. We need to make Scampack happen. I hope somebody grabbed that website, that web address.
Me too.
Oh. Well, we only have a few minutes left, Tracy. Do we talk about the cat that got fired from Google?
We can if you would like to.
So you will be made to care. Is basically the left's mantra. This guy at Google, he writes a memo.
Yes.
And I don't even know, how high up is this dude?
He's an engineer.
This is just some
He's
engineer.
been there for a little while. Mm-hmm.
It's not like he's on the board of directors or anything.
Right. Well, and I heard him speaking. He was on with Stefan Molyneux on his Free Domain Radio. And his name is James Damore, or Damore. I don't know how you pronounce it. But he said what prompted him to do this is they were forced to go through some diversity training workshops. And then he was on, I believe, a flight to China afterwards, so he had time to kind of do this. And I only saw the version of the memo that he wrote that Gizmodo ran, which apparently was missing all his charts and graphs and a lot of his citations to say, like, this is all the facts that back up. This is the evidence that backs up my argument that I'm presenting here.
To paraphrase, it was just that women tend to not want to go into tech.
Right. It's not. It was a larger argument about disparities in the things that motivate men and women, and then the way that they interact in the workplace, and those kind of things, and how that can determine which kind of jobs they're going to be attracted to. And so this forced diversity stuff is not a good idea, just for the sake of having, like the college campus photos. Look at all the different people that go to school here. We have every color of the rainbow, kind of thing. And you're not allowed to have this wrong think at Google.
And Google said you're fired.
Yes.
And then when the memo came out, or at least reports of the memo came out, a bunch of women at Google called in sick.
Yes, they couldn't handle it, which just proves his point.
Have you ever called in sick before because of a memo you didn't like?
No.
Holy crap.
No, because of emotional distress? No.
What kind of world are we living in?
No, they literally prove his point by doing that. It's outrageous.
You know what else is?
Upset.
You know what else is outrageous? We're out of time.
Oh no.
Yeah. Where can everyone find the Enough Already podcast, Tracy?
You can find us on iTunes, Google Play, TuneIn, Stitcher, and SoundCloud. And if you would like to visit us on Facebook, as we said, facebook.com/Enough Already Podcast. And if you forget all of that, you can find everything Enough Already at enoughalready.us.
Follow me on Twitter at Fingers Malloy. Follow Tracy on Twitter at Tracy L. Connors. Final thoughts?
I'm liking our Scampack lineup of senators. We're going to have to fill in the rest of the map before next week.
Any suggestions for Scampack? Who we should support in Senate races around the country? Tweet us at Fingers Malloy, at Tracy L. Connors. That's it for this week. Thanks for listening. We'll be back next week with an all-new Enough Already.
The best place for news, fake news, commentary, and fake commentary is enoughалready.us.